Hello, I am back for our next instalment of There's a Boy in the Girls' Bathroom. So yesterday we got to the end of chapter 5 and I asked you to summarise the book so far in 50 words. So I hope that you found that okay. Welcome back to my cosy corner, which is I think my new favourite spot to do our videos, but you never know, might change it up, might do a bit of a Joe Wicks and see if you can tell what I've changed in the background one day. But I haven't thought that through yet, so that can't happen. Anyway, I'm rambling on. I'm going to do chapter 6 and chapter 7 today because chapter 6 is literally that. And chapter 7 isn't much longer. So chapter 6 and chapter 7, and your little task for today while you're watching is I would like you to have a think about how the two boys, so how Jeff and how Bradley could be better friends to one another. What Bradley might need to do to become a better friend to Jeff, and what Jeff might need to do to become a better friend to Bradley. And hopefully by the end of chapter 7, we'll kind of take a bit more of a look at their relationship or just the boys and their personalities anyway. Right, so chapter 6, let's get comfy. Jeff Fishkin was hopelessly lost. He clutched his hall pass as he looked down the long and empty corridor. The school seemed so big to him. He was on his way to see the new counsellor. She was supposed to help him adjust to his new environment. Now, he not only didn't know how to get to her office, he had no idea how to get back to Mrs. Evel's class either. The floor was slippery. It had started raining during recess and the kids had tracked water and mud inside with them. A teacher carrying a stack of papers stepped out of the door and Jeff hurried up to her. Can you tell me where the counsellor's office is, please? He asked. His voice trembled. The teacher first checked to make sure he had a hall pass. Then she said, the counsellor's office. Let's see. Go down this hall and at the end, turn right. It's the third door on your left. Thank you very much, said Jeff, and he started to go. No, wait, said the teacher. That's not right. She's in the new office in the other wing. Turn around and go back the way you just came. Then turn left at the end of the hall and it's the second door on your right. Thank you, Jeff said again. I would most definitely be getting lost. He walked to the end of the hall, turned right, counted to the second door on his left and pushed it open. A girl with red hair and a freckled face was washing her hands in the sink. When she saw Jeff, her mouth dropped open. What are you doing here? She asked. Huh? Jeff uttered. Get out of here, she yelled. This is the girls' bathroom. Jeff froze. He covered his face with his hands and then dashed out the door. There's a boy in the girls' bathroom! The girl screamed after him. He raced down the hall. Suddenly, his feet slipped out from under him. He waved his arms wildly as he tried to keep his balance and then flopped down on the floor. Oh no, oh no, oh no, he groaned. What have I done? Why didn't I just read the sign on the door? This is the worst day of my whole life. Suddenly, he realised he was no longer holding a hall pass. He stood up and frantically looked around. Don't tell me I dropped it in the girls' bathroom. He heard someone coming and hurried off in the opposite direction. He rounded the corner, then spotted what looked like some kind of storage room. It was cluttered with boxes. He ducked inside and closed the door behind him. Hello, said a voice. He spun around. A woman stepped down off a yellow ladder. You must be Jeff, she said. I'm Carla Davis. She smiled and held out her hand. I'm so glad you've come. I was afraid you might get lost. It's as if she knew. Okay, so that's chapter 6. Chapter 7 is a couple of pages long. And this is where I think we're going to get to know Jeff a little bit more and get to know his character. So this might give you a few ideas of maybe what he could do to help Bradley out and vice versa. Number 7, chapter 7. Jeff sat at the round table. The counsellor sat across from him. So how do you like Red Hill School? She asked. He stared straight ahead. There's a boy in the girls' bathroom echoed inside his head. I imagine it must seem a little scary, said the counsellor. He didn't answer. I think it's scary, she said. It seems so big. Any time I try to go anywhere, I get lost. She smiled weakly. It's hard for me because I'm new here, she explained. Today is only my second day of school. I don't know anybody, and nobody knows me. The other teachers all look at me strangely. It's hard for me to make friends with them. They already have their own friends." "I know what you mean," Jeff said. "Maybe you could help me," said the counsellor. "Me?" said Jeff. "How I can help you? I'm the one who needs help." "Well, maybe we can think about helping each other. What do you think about that?" "How?" "We're the two new kids at school," she said. "We can share our experiences and learn from each other." Jeff smiled. "Okay, Mrs. Davis," he said. "Jeff," she said, "if we're going to be friends, I want you to call me Carla, not Miss Davis." He laughed. "Do you think Carla's a funny name?" "Oh no, I've just never called a teacher by her first name, that's all." "But we're friends. Friends don't call each other Miss Davis and Mr. Fishkin, do they?" Jeff laughed again. "No," he said, and then he frowned. "The kids in my class call me Fish Face." "Have you made any friends?" asked Carla. "I sort of made one friend," said Jeff, "but I don't really like him." "How can he be your friend if you don't like him?" "Nobody likes him. At first I felt sorry for him because nobody wanted to sit next to him. Mrs. Ebel said it loud, right in front of the whole class. Nobody likes sitting there. She said it was like he wasn't even there. It's bad enough when a kid says something like that, but let alone a teacher." "It must have hurt his feelings," said Carla. "No, he just smiled." "He may have been smiling on the outside, but do you think he was really smiling on the inside?" "I don't know. I guess not. I guess that's why I've tried to be friends with him. I've told him I like sitting next to him, but then he said, 'Give me $1 or I'll spit on you.'" "What did you do?" "I gave him the dollar. I didn't want him to spit on me, but then later he said, 'I'll give you the dollar back to be my friend.' So I took it. It was my dollar. So does that mean I have to be his friend even though I just broke even?" "What do you think friendship is?" Carla asked him. "I don't know. I know what it is, but I can't explain it. Is it something you can buy and sell? Can you go to the store and get some milk, a dozen eggs, and a friend?" Jeff laughed. "No. Does that mean I don't have to be friends with him?" "I won't tell you what to do," said Carla. "All I can do is help you think for yourself." "I don't even know if Bradley wants to be my friend," said Jeff. "Today at recess, we hung around together, but we didn't do anything. He acted like I wasn't there. Then, when it started to rain, he ran around trying to push little kids in the mud." "Could you share your feelings with him?" asked Carla. "That's the real way to build a friendship, by talking and by being honest and sharing your feelings with one another. Like the way we're talking and being honest with each other right now. That's why we're friends." "But Bradley's different than you and me," said Jeff. "I think you'll find if you're nice to Bradley, he'll be nice to you. If you're honest and friendly with him, he'll be honest and friendly with you. It's just like with the dollar. You always break even." Jeff smiled. "Are you going to see Bradley too?" he asked. "Yes, later today. Do you think you'll be able to help him?" "I don't know. I hope so. I think he needs help even more than me. You won't tell him I said anything, will you?" "No, that's one of my most important rules. I never repeat anything anyone tells me in here around the table." "Never?" She shook her head. "What about other teachers?" She shook it again. "What about the principal?" "Nope." "Okay," said Jeff. He took a breath. "Here goes," he grimaced. "On the way here, I got a little lost and, accidentally went into the girls' bathroom." He covered his face with his hands. And that is the end of chapter 7. So, I think the conversation that we have just seen with Carla and Jeff could already be giving us a few ideas of how, what kind of changes to his behaviour or what he could do to maybe not become a better friend, but kind of open up to Bradley and kind of get to know him a little bit more. Okay, so that is the plan for today. Like always, I'll put it on the daily plan for tomorrow just to make it extra clear, but that can just be written as a little paragraph in your home learning book. Okay, so yeah, I hope you're all okay. Like always, I'm thinking of you all, missing you all, especially my little beach class. It feels very strange not knowing when I'm next going to see you again, but make sure you're keeping busy, even if it's not constantly doing obviously the home learning we set. Make sure you just try and keep your mind busy, that you've got lots of different things you can be getting on with. So generally my plan is I get up and do some Joe Wicks in the morning, then I do a little bit of work, then I might go for a run, have a little bit of lunch, and it just kind of gets into a bit of a routine of my day, and I feel that I can be a little bit more productive then. So that's my top tip to you, is have lots of things laid out and a little bit of a timetable for the day, so you know what you're doing and when, and that might give you a little helping hand. Anyway, I will see you tomorrow. Bye bye.